Driving
Honestly, yes. They have the set something right. It's so high to taxing, but no, actually, take for your registration. That's what it is. How much was it? Well, we should help you with the pothole.
I know. So, and she said, but when she saw
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the HD6 January monthly meeting. It's great to see so many of you here. My name is Andrew Fisher. I'm the HD6A captain. First things first, I'm going to invite Mark up for some HD6 announcements.
20, 30, 40, no, she's we only have 2 minutes. She's just resting. I was counting your seconds.
Hey everybody, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to our first meeting of the year. It is nice to see so many of you here. We're certainly getting started very well this year. We have a big year ahead of us. November 5th, I think that's election day or whatever day it is going to be here before we know it. So we have a lot of work to do. I have a bunch of announcements for you. First announcement. In order for us to use this church, we have to pay to use it every month. So I paid them today for the first half of the year for all of our meetings. So we would love to try to recoup that money and put it back into our account. So there are BREs, that's what these little white envelopes are called. They're all over the tables. If any of you are willing to help us out, that would be awesome. I figured out if 15 people each donated $20, that pays for the first 6 months of meetings. Now, if people only do $10, and I guess I need 30, or if somebody wants to do $300, then y'all can just sit back and relax. Yeah, really. Anyway, please consider these. If you've donated before, all I need is your name on this, and I'll be able to find the rest of your info. If you've never donated before, then you need to fill the whole thing out so I can figure out who you are. If you want to do cash or check, that's fine. If you do want to do a credit card, then I need you to fill the whole thing out. So if you have any questions, just ask me. I'm going to pass around the basket for everybody to put their BREs in. So I appreciate that. My other ask, as you can see, we do food at our HD6 monthly meetings. It's kind of our way to bribe you to be here, that we will feed you. What we do is we ask people to sign up to bring food for different meetings. So we haven't done this for this year yet. So I have a sign-up sheet. If you are willing to do food for either the February, April, or May meetings, please put your name on here and your email and phone number and which month you want to do it, and I will get in touch with you, and we'll go from there. Just in case anybody's wondering, you skipped March. We don't have a meeting in March because church right here is a voting center, and March 5th is our meeting, and they are voting for the presidential primary. So we are skipping the March meeting, and we'll pick up again in April and May and June. So I'm going to pass this around. Please consider signing up. Barry. I know you won't cook, but Shelley will.
Exactly.
What's the date of the caucus?
I'll be getting to that. All right, I'm going to give you a quick run of show tonight, because some people are like, what's going on? I keep getting notices about this and that. So I know on the agenda we had our state board representative, Lisa Escárcega, on here to speak tonight. Unfortunately, Lisa called me early this afternoon, and she is sick, so she will not be here tonight. But we'll have her either in February or April to speak to everybody. At the end of this meeting, we'll adjourn, and then those in 6B, PCPs or Central Committee members, will stay here, and we will be electing a new captain. And if that person gets elected and there's a vacancy in the co-captain, then we'll be electing a co-captain. And then we'll all live happily ever after, hopefully. All right. So tonight we're going to be hearing from our 3 CU Regent candidates, and Dr. Ulcca Hansen is going to be moderating the forum. Let's see. As I said, the presidential primary is March 5th. Should be interesting, especially on the other side of the aisle. Caucus. Caucus is in person. It is March 7th, which is a Thursday night. And I know when I told somebody that yesterday, they said, are you guys aware that March 7th is the State of the Union address? I'm like, can't these people work with us when we plan things? But it is what it is. We've had the caucus date planned for, what, 4 months?
Well, Tuesday was the presidential primary.
Right.
And we were going to do Tuesday and step on it.
Right. Right. So caucus is March 7th. If you are a precinct organizer, you are in charge of your precinct at caucus. Even if you're not running again on March 7th, you have to be there to run the caucus. So please make sure you are there. If you live in 6A, which is 601 up to 618, that's the precinct numbers, your caucuses are going to be at Maury Middle School, which I believe is on 14th or 13th, or in between. You'll get a notice, and we'll follow up with everybody on that. If you live in 619 to 634, which is 6B, your precinct caucus will be at Lowry Elementary. If you live in 635, 638, your caucuses will be at Windsor Gardens. So Don't get too excited, Mike. So if you have any questions about caucuses and what's going on, ask me and I'll try to fill you in. Caucus check-ins will start at 6:30 and caucuses will start at 7 o'clock. For those of you who are going from caucus to assembly is going to be March 16th in person. Right now it is scheduled to be at South High School, but we have not gotten confirmation yet on that, and we won't know until I think February 5th. Hopefully they'll approve it, and that's where we have it. If for some reason we can't have it there, it may possibly be at GW or North High School or Thomas Jefferson, one of the bigger schools. January 27th, like 3 weeks away, is the DPOD Winter Central Committee meeting. That is virtual this year. You will get the call sent out on January 17th, and it'll go over everything for that meeting. Let's see. Okay, so finally, my last not a Century Club member, please consider joining Century Club. That is the largest fundraiser for our county, and we just got done in 23. We did really well. Our goal for the year was $42,000. We reached almost $48,000, so that will help. But our goal for this year, because we upped the budget, is $50,000. So we really need to get more Century Club members, get people renewed. So if you are interested in joining Century Club, you can fill out one of the BREs and give it to me before you leave. Or you can go online on our website, click on donate, and you'll see on the left side when you click on donate, join Century Club. It'll walk you through what you need to put there. I'm just curious, with the show of hands, how many people in this room are Century Club members? Very nice, nice to see. Thank you for being members. I believe that's all I have tonight. If you have questions, I'll be here most of the evening. Oh yeah, hand me your BRE before you leave tonight, because the address that's on the BRE is our old address. We moved our office last Friday. We are no longer at 574 South Broadway. We are now at 3000 Lawrence Street is that Rhino? So don't mail anything to the old addresses. We all know the mail. It's lost, takes forever. You can contact me if you have something, and I'll pick it up from you. We'll eventually get everything straightened out. Our new BREs will have a new address on there once we put stickers on there. But for right now, please don't mail anything to the old address. All right, James, do you have anything I've missed? All right, so thank everybody, and we turn it back over to Andrew. Matt.
Thank you. I'm Matt Bond, the House District 6A co-captain, and next we're going to have a legislative update from our representative, Elizabeth Epps.
We call each other the
Good evening. I was asking if this was for a skit, the level of the matching outfits, because they are extra twins. So allegedly the session starts tomorrow, and it's going to be the best session we've had in a really long time. We're going to do what God lets us do.
We're going to try.
I sit in the back at the Capitol specifically. I just stand and walk. It's consistent. We'll do some good things. I think it's important to name one thing in terms of the update. Bipartisan has, and this is my own opinion, probably agree. Bipartisan has, it's important that I think there's a whole lot of issues that we should be able to come together on. And there's some other issues where Democrats should look different than Republicans. There's some issues where you should be distinguishable. There's some issues where you should be able to read speech and know whether speaking was Dem or Republican. And so an awful lot doesn't happen is a reflect, because you know there's 9 million arrests at the Capitol. I don't know if you heard. So any and everything and I mean this literally, my aide from last year is here, and I'm going to try to guilt her to come back. Any and everything that Democrats want to do, we will do. We're going to have some squabbles in schools about specific arrow points of strategy to the bill go into effect in September or January. But everything you care about, if you want to do it as Dems, we will. If it doesn't get done, it's not because Scott Bottoms. He is miserable to be around. Now, his two favorite targets, he does nothing. So by way of legislative update, the entire category of Congress is going to be an opportunity for those of us. And there's some new folks in the room. You have no idea how exciting it is to not be the most left person in the room anymore. Some of my ideas seem right now. But I like ideas like people should have housing and healthcare. Our Regent candidates getting free college. It's hard to say a specific. We'll see that. And you're going to hear a lot of this. And I want you all to hold us accountable in the literal way. That are on the back of our mailers. You can't find 14 Dems who don't want to ban assault weapons. You can't find 14 Democrats in the House, as I'm saying, math, you need 14 for it to not pass. You can't find 14 who don't want 4 calls for eviction. And so it doesn't happen. Then you should be pushing us to vote earlier in the session so we can override. You should be pushing us to make the governor do his job, veto it. I voted for him, I voted for him. He's not going to run again. But meaning, ask us why it's not happening. Because everything we want to do, we can do. All Democrats are not created equal. We should look different than the Republicans. And on my part, there's been 2 things I care about that I've passed off to another legislator because I'll be damned if they try to use me as the excuse that it doesn't get passed. My voicemail is constantly full of hate and threats. I would love for someone else to lead on assault weapons. I do too. But I'm saying this as an example. We cannot have this many threats in a building and talk about how the far right is stopping us. No, they are not. They are miserable and loathsome and call us groomers and pedophiles and say terrible, racist, anti-Semitic, xenophobic, terrible things, but they don't stop policy. So everything we're going to do, everything we want to do, we will do, is going to be a good session. And kind of my update for me in terms of commitment, a thing that I've learned from one of the people in this room and some others, I have a very, if you ever run for office, don't go get diagnosed with a neurodivergent disorder when you're before you get to go through that publicly in front of folks. Definitely going to schedule a different time in life. But that said, I have a tendency to assume people know certain baseline things that groups know they don't know, not because they don't care or are smart. But to me, right, if I have to sue the Speaker of the House, surely you knew I tried every other thing. And it turns out good people said, no, we didn't know because you didn't tell us. You didn't tell us what the other steps were. And so some legislative things. For cause. We're going to do a better job of narrating the steps along the way. It's going to be good. And we're going to get a chance to see if we deserve to have the majority we have. Right now, that's a big question mark.
All right. Before we move to the event, I just recognize any other elected officials or candidates in Rusty Times whose district and city council. Any other elected officials that I'm missing? No. Okay. Other than the CU region candidates, whom we're going to introduce in just a moment. Sean, I know you're running for HD6. Stand up and give a wave. Any other candidates? Okay. Yes, please.
So, Vice Chair. Who is the Secretary? All 3
All right. So for our meeting, I'm hosting a candidate for the at-large member of the University of Colorado Board of Regents. There are 3 candidates. We're super excited to have them all here tonight. And we're super excited also to have an excellent moderator. The moderator is Dr. Ulcca Hansen. You may know her from your time in the district. So I'm going to invite 3 candidates, Dr. Hansen, to come up and join on stage. The 3 candidates are Elliott Hood, Charles Johnson, and Luis Licon. One last thing, some of you have already submitted questions for the candidates. I am going to pass around note cards for anybody else that wants to submit a question and come collect them once we've gotten rolling here.
They've already been done, and that is not the but we'll
Good evening, everyone. Happy year. I hope you'll have a great day. And I'm excited. I sometimes think a little bit about education. And so when they called and asked me if I would moderate, I was really happy to do it. It's an important election that we have coming up. So for the format, I thought we would start with candidates introducing themselves. Then I'll do a moderated discussion for about 30 minutes. If you have questions along the way, there are cards floating around. If you could write your questions down, I will try and integrate them into the questions I have. And then we will give you a couple of minutes to help. All right, let's start. Each taking 2 to 3 minutes. We want to make sure everyone has a chance. So if you see me kind of stare at you, it probably means you can grab. So let's start, Charles, with you. Just 2 to 3 minutes from each of you. A little bit about background and why you're running.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Hansen. My name is Hansen. I am a candidate for the Board of Regents at LRC. I am a native of Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. I came to Colorado in 1987 as a vice student. It was been an incredible journey for me. I never west of Chicago before landing into Denver and taking that trip from the old Stapleton Airport into the Boulder Valley. You could imagine a kid from the inner city of Detroit and what that experience might have been like for me. It scared me to death. What I didn't know at the time was it was the beginning of something. It was the beginning of something that I could not even imagine as one of the children born and raised in Kansas City, having been first in my family to go off to college of 2 parents, neither of whom had any formal education, neither of whom graduated from school. Here I am in this faraway land, trying to figure out what it meant to get an education. Now I'm today in front of you as a candidate of this seat with 2 children, both of whom are in grad school today, both of whom are educated in Ivy schools. Michaela, honors graduate from Yale, and honors graduate from Yale. Now, when people ask me why I'm in this race, because my story is hardly exceptional, would be more normal. I'm committed to make sure that the system has to offer is getting accessible to people in Colorado. That's why I'm in this race, and I'm looking forward to debating. Thank you all.
Sorry. My name is Luis. Hi, I am a candidate to you more Austin and University of Colorado. I'm currently a senior. Hopefully graduate in the class. I'm originally from El Paso, Texas, so kind of a little bit far away from here, but I've been growing up in Colorado for about 8 years already. Moved here in 7th grade, and I'm excited to continue living here in Colorado. My parents so a little bit about myself. I am second multiple hats. I'm a resident advisor on campus. I live on campus with students, and sorry. I'll keep going. I wear multiple hats. I'm a resident on campus. I help to transition to college. And also a tour guide. I always need with perspectives as well. I'm also a youth service specialist in Turkey, so I help troubled youth and mentor them. Once I just give advice and also try to help them transition to being able to be pressure for summer youth and both. And something I've been dedicated for the past year. And that's why I decided I see myself fresh in college and CCU Bowl the first time. Going to years that I don't have any friends at, and being able to find that support structure in brand new ways and navigate just college in general is one of the reasons that I want to run, because I want to be able to be that mentorship, that being able to get structure for my students as well. But so being going through a journey where I have multiple challenges as a student, tuition costs, housing issues in college as well, and also seeing my peers struggling with the same problems that I'm going through, it makes me to be a candidate on the board of Regents and being able to bring that perspective to the board of Regents. I feel like it's a big asset for many that are made that pave the way for students to vote. So, yeah.
Thank you, Luis.
So I'm a trial attorney, so I don't believe in speaking down. So my name is Elliott, and I am a proud native of the Detroit. I am very proud to work graduates like these gentlemen. And the first job I had in college was as a public school teacher, teaching a low-income neighborhood in the city of Las Vegas, Nevada, teaching a group of people smart kids, kids whose parents had them just teaching a life for themselves. And that was in my class was manifestation of American first business phase. And I took that obligation very, very seriously. And I taught my kids the value of an education and preached the value of going to college or pursuing some post-secondary opportunity if they want to. And you should just slide up. I showed pictures of CU Boulder where I went to college. I told you card every day you can go to college too. And I'm here, I promise to. I want to make sure college remains affordable for kids like that. I want to make sure that we're keeping college safe as well. So we need to get on to our classrooms where they currently are alone, and they should be. We need to make sure that our university is more sustainable. We're taking climate change more seriously. I want to make sure we're protected from political interference we're seeing in places like Florida and Texas, where conservative politicians started taking over. After I became here, I was running development for an education project, and I'm an attorney. I went to Northwestern Law School, and I practice education law, and I represent public school districts around this beautiful state. And as an educator, so I go to court for our schools. And in that capacity, I stood up for inclusion, policy, tax, and I've stood up in court and public products, and we never had to do, but we did. And I was honored to be able to do those things as an attorney for our school districts. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. This is my 5th HD6 meeting. I've never left home, and that's no exception.
So now each one has gone on, we're going to hold the applause until the end, unless you're particularly moved. So, gentlemen, I want to start with a really high-level question. What do you see as one of the big challenges that are facing the higher education sector as a whole? Not to you, but the sector as a whole. And we can start with this.
One of the biggest issues is just not hear about tuition cost. Yeah.
Much better.
Me personally paying tuition out of pocket, not in my pocket, but from Regents, and seeing tuition rates are constantly just for me, just like myself, is one of the biggest problems. Issues that we should tackle, not just at a federal level, also at a state level. And one of the solutions that I see across the country, for example, in Mexico, the state has their own free tuition, where free college tuition, or every single New Mexican want to go to. There's other solutions that we could find here, but as tuition cost is just one of the many problems. And also housing. I know a lot of students across the country are struggling with I have to pay rent out of pocket. Thankfully, I have actually residence for 2 years and be able to like house coverage, but housing tuition prices and should be solved.
Great, thank you, Elliott.
So I want to echo what Louise said. So costs are a huge problem, and that's impacting students across the country. But I think that when I think about what are the courses today in higher ed, it's just a concept that we're doing 100 years. And colleges across the country are looking at themselves in the mirror and saying, do we still matter? A lot of people around the country, a lot of high school students ask themselves, do I need to go to college at all? Do I need a 4 degree? Should I spend my time being asked in order to pay for college? And I believe the answer is, that it is clear that the value of a college degree is increases your earning potential, your health outcomes, your quality of life. And in fact, employers are still strongly preferencing college graduates. So college degrees still matter. But I think colleges need to address the perception that college doesn't matter anymore. And we need to make sure we're looking forward to make sure that we as institutions are making that pitch to high school students and traditional students in the country who want to attend our school, because we know that's critical for them.
I echo what both of these gentlemen said. I think making sure that college is relevant is a thing that we all should hold near here. As what David was, both my parents and graduating from high school, it was me and my siblings. Here's where I say we have to go beyond the rhetoric of it being relevant. Let's take for example. When we talk to young students and we're motivating them, trying to convince them how it's relevant, it can't just be that it's relevant because it's important and if you do it, you'll have a better shot at life. The tuition costs are out of control. Well, why tuition costs out of control? We know that in the state of Colorado, for example, there's this thing called Tabor that is the economic of many of us when it comes to the cost of tuition. The question then becomes, how do we attack that, fight for what will be different, at the same time, those things or contrast the other things like the housing costs, for example, in Boulder. Again, we are right on policy, but I'm certain that we're convincing a generation of young students today and families of those students that we bring home making these issues. I see it happening locally and I see it happening nationally. I don't think we be right on policy, but how do we get from point A to point B? I am in the process now of working with a public-private partnership to do just that. How can we find and build affordable housing for these students? It's one thing here to say housing is a major driver for cost. What's the solution? How can we build it? So we're not just coming up with the answers to the question, but we're coming up with the actions that we manifest, the policy that we drive towards. So I'm committed to saying, listen, it's one thing to say the right thing. It's another thing to create a path and to show a path forward to get from point A to point B, so that, again, our rhetoric isn't just that. It's more than just a policy position. It's a plan to get to where we ultimately want to go.
Great, thank you. So I want to just pick on this funding. You rightly identified Tabor as one of the issues. There are proposals for free college for all students, but the reality is we have Tabor. So how will you work to provide long-term funding for higher education in Colorado given those budget constraints? Let's start with you.
I think,
Yes.
Can you hear me? No.
Yeah.
Oh, now there we go. That sounded good. I wanted to sing. The the question is how we give it a long-term viability with respect to the cost of education. Here's where I'll start. We have to educate and talk about Tabor as a real drive for rising costs. I don't think we can, as leaders, as Democrats, avoid that topic, that conversation, and suggest them that we can actually do what we claim trying to relate to cost of tuition. That combines, I think, with cost of housing. Those are mainstays in terms of the jobs they face. Now, how do we then, with respect to when I was at CU, I think the budget that CU got from the state fund was around 35%. I think low 5% now, or hovering around 5%. CU voted, absolutely. And we're almost 5% to go. Again, if we want to give real people in terms of thinning results, we have to fight tough as we can be the things that the difference off the table and suggest that we can, in the margins, the long-term difference as it relates to these matters. And so I think, again, these are tough issues we have to confront and face, but not willing to do that. And I think my fear is that we'll see what we're seeing right now, a disinfected generation of potential students who just don't believe what we say because are starting up, no one's fighting real battles that they only makes a difference and the issue that we care most about.
Elliott?
So I would say three things. So number one is you have to tackle the biggest drivers, and the biggest driver costs are tuition and housing. And for tuition, we have to keep tuition rates more. And if we raise tuition, we need to keep it consistent with rates and so 3-4%. Like anytime with tuition, we put over a percentage of that to financial aid programs so that we can help students who would otherwise not be able to afford to go to college the financial resources they need. And on the side of tuition, the university needs to make more aggressive investments in financial aid for students to make sure students who are not able to go to college can. Number two, we have to make sure that every single student that comes through our doors, whether undergrad or graduate, has access to multiple years of free or low cost quality housing so that they don't have to leave dorms or they don't have to leave housing and go pay exorbitant rental costs or housing exactly what we're doing. Number three, we need to put more pressure on the general assembly to fund our public schools. Now, K-12 getting into because K-12 is starting to get more funding. And we're going to get to a place where we're fully funding K-12 in the state. And the next gap is we're closing that. But we've not gotten this attention in the higher states. And we and it something earlier, percentage of unanswered and higher institutions in general got from 8 has raised 2/3 when I college in early tests CU all the way down to 1/3. And CU Boulder gets 6% of its budget from the state general assembly. So we have got to do more on that front as well. And if you do all those things, we can sound consistent and durable, that's actually reducing this for our students.
Please.